Headset. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. 22nd U.S. Bar Table Championship, 8-ball division, 1-loss side action, race to 5 right here between David Gomez from Concord, California, and Tennessee Tarzan, Mike Massey, the world's greatest trick shot artist. And he can play a little pool too. He needed a trick shot lag there and he won. So Mike's going to break here in rack number 1. Thanks again for being with us. This event is presented by CueSports International, and it is sponsored by OB and by Kamui. Coming to you live here in the Kamui Arena at the Grand Sierra Resort in Reno, Nevada, our most gracious hosts for the past 4 years and one of our signature sponsors as well of this event. We should transition into winner side action either the next round at 4 or for sure at 5:30. I will verify that with the tournament direction team after this match, so as soon as we know who's coming up next, we will let you guys know. And the plan is to play the men's division all the way down to only 12 players remaining at the end of today's play. And I expect we'll be back on the air tomorrow at 10 a.m. And again, I will confirm all that with you before we end our programming for this evening. So we are all ready to start here, and Mike is going to break in the first game. Truly one of the great ambassadors of our sport. Mr. Mike Massey has been entertaining people all over the world for the past 40 years or so. And without question, one of the game's great gentlemen. He will always take the time to stop and chat with someone, give an autograph, take a picture, show a trick shot. And just a wonderful part of our industry here for so many years. So we're glad we have an opportunity to put him on our stream here and let you see the wonderment of Mr. Massey's 8-ball game. Whoa, watch out. Don't want to get hooked on the 4. Might just have to roll this in soft and play the 3 in the side next. Careful leaving that rack hanging over there, Mike. Attaboy. That would constitute a foul, by the way. If that magic rack is hanging over the table and a ball were to hit it, it's the player's responsibility. And it would constitute a foul. So I'm glad he moved it. And it looks like he's going to make pretty quick work of this first rack. And then we'll see David break. Okay, the opening game on the side of Mr. Mike Massey and David Gomez from Concord, California, about to break in game number 2. Just by way of quick recap here while David's finishing racking them up. I'll recap all the way back to the 10-ball division. The men had 105 players in the 10-ball division. The women had 28. Jeff Ignacio wound up winning the 10-ball division undefeated. And 16-year-old Taylor Hansen became our ladies 10-ball champion. So let's watch David break here in the second rack. Oh boy, cue ball got kissed right in the corner pocket. He slugged him pretty good too. And Mike's got ball in hand anywhere. So stripes look good. If you want to start with the 15 ball, which is the ball right behind the 4. And as long as he's got good access to it, he may open it up here a little bit more. Yep, I thought he might do that because the 10's there for an insurance ball. And now he's cleared all the pockets for the stripes. And you can see how pretty the 8 is sitting right in front of the side. So he'll take care of these 3 up here, and then he'll head down to the kitchen, take care of the 14 and the 12 as his last 2 before the 8. A little weak there. Not a little weak, a lot weak. He's short 2 feet on position there. Now he's going to have to slice in the 14 ball. And the cue ball is going to be a little hot coming off that cushion. Very surprising that Mike would make that bad of a position error. And it wound up costing him his inning, and he's turned the table over to David, who pretty much is going to be forced to shoot the 3 ball. Oh, he's looked at that 5. I wonder if he's just going to play safe behind the 4. Interesting strategy there. I don't blame him maybe for not playing the 3, but if he was going to play a safe, I think I would have tried to put the cue ball somewhere where Mike has to kick at a ball and maybe wind up with a ball in hand, because here you're relying on Mike to just make a complete blunder on whatever he does. He has no ball he can pocket. He did look at cutting the 13 and having a glance in off the 4, but he can go at the 12, but I don't know what much he can do with it, other than maybe put him right there on the cushion. And now David's in worse shape than he was before he just played safe. Because if he cannot make the 5, he really doesn't have hardly any ball he can attempt to pocket. He could come off the right side of the 7 as you're looking at it and try to slide down here behind the 2 and the 4. But if he can pocket the 5, I think he should shoot at it. And it looks like that's what he's doing. Mike wanted to hit the 5 there so he could shoot that ball in the kitchen. Now he can not do that, so he's going to have to play the 13, and I wonder if he'll just come 2 rails sharp out of that corner and short side the 14 ball. Oh no, he was thin enough to be able to come on that side, and that certainly is going to work out for him. So game number 2 goes to Big Mike, and he's going to have the break here in rack number 3. Continuing our recap, in the 9-ball division, on the men's side, there were 150 players. And on the women's side, there were 41. In a shocking development, Shane Van Boning won the 9-ball division. And our defending ladies 8-ball champion, Miss Liz Lovely, now has a 9-ball title to her credit, having won the 9-ball division the other day, beating Kelly Isaac in the finals. And Liz is also the defending 8-ball champion. The defending men's 8-ball champion is Corey Dool. Shane had a 4th place finish in 10-ball, a victory in 9-ball, so he is the leader, I believe, for the all-around championship in the points. And there's not a tremendous financial bonus for being the all-around champion, unlike at Derby City, where the master of the table bonus is $20,000. But in the all-around here, the men's all-around champion will receive an extra $1,500 and the runner-up $750. And on the women's side, $500 for the all-around champion and $250 for the runner-up. But the big money is in the 8-ball division, and it's up on top of the chart, where it's $6,500 to win in the men and $1,150, I believe, for the ladies. Maybe $1,125. Let me check that for you. 11:25 for the women's champion. And we'll know all the answers to those questions sometime in the evening tomorrow when we conclude the 22nd U.S. Bar Table Championships. Not sure if he has any angle here. He did. And he hit it just exactly where he needed to. He's got that one stripe, the 9-ball in the kitchen. And looks like he's going to have to take care of that right now. Or he could play the 15, which is the ball in the middle of the table. He could play that now. That might be a better choice because then he can set himself better for the. That's not the 9 up there. I'm sorry. It's just the lighting is getting me. That's the 14 ball that he's going to shoot now. I thought he might delay a little bit on that to get a better angle just so it avoids all the traffic here. But it looked like he had a nice natural path right through the 1-5. He's done that. And I think I would probably think about, well, if the 12 passes the 11, it actually doesn't matter what order he plays these three. I just think leaving the ball in the middle of the table there, the 15, to get to the 8 would be the right choice, but it could be done either way. Now just a stop shot and then the 12 and bounce out, 8 in the side, see you later, rack 'em up. So the first 3 racks go to Mike. And David has another shot here to break in game number 4. OB, the official cue right here at the U.S. Bar Table Championship. And don't forget, you can check out all of their great products by taking a quick look over at obqs.com, and Kamui is the official tip also of the USBTC, so kamuitips.com will give you a great experience with all of their fantastic products. And lastly, our most gracious host and sponsor here, the Grand Sierra Resort right here in Reno, Nevada. $240 men in the 8-ball division, 70 in the women's division. Both of those are all-time records for this event. All right, good for David. He's at least got a ball down and can stay at the table. That's the good news. The bad news is the cue ball is way up table. And solids really are the better group here because the pocket is blocked by the 6-ball for all those stripes. And he does have a stripe to shoot, which would be the 11 on the side. But does he have a solid he can shoot? Maybe the 2 in the side? Or maybe the 2 just slide it all the way down the rail and make the 6. I don't know which pocket he called, but I know he's shooting the 2. Unless he's playing the combination into the 6, which you can do when the table is open. Okay, well, as long as the 2 still goes, that was a good choice. if the 2 passes, and I kind of think it does. Well, I was going to say you would leave the 4 as the second to last ball, and then the 2 to get to the 8. And he might still be able to do that by shooting the 7 here, although that's not easy being jacked up. He may have to shoot the 4. And got to get the 2 out of there right now, because you're not going to get any better on it. And if it doesn't go, perhaps he should have planned something differently as far as the way that he's played the rack. But of course, after he made a ball in the break, his options were sort of limited, and he was pretty much forced to play the shot that he played and take the group he took. Really, really tight there to get that by the 9. I'm not sure Mike even has a ball he can pocket unless the 11 goes, and that's not going to do him a lot of good. He's looking at this combination to see if the 9 will kiss off the rail off the 2 and go in. I think he's going to have to do some cutting of the 12 into the 14 to make that happen, because it looks like the 9 may go too far by the 2 before it glances. So let's see how Mike handles this, and if there's anybody that's got the knowledge of how the balls are going to play, it's this guy. Yeah, that was the danger there. Well, now the 2 can be made easily off the rail, off the 9. He can't do it now, I don't think, but he's and even if he can see it enough, that I don't think now is the time to play that. I think you'd like to be a lot closer to it and maybe play it as your last ball before the 8. But the 9 will help him out there. But playing it now is I think a little bit too risky, just because it's possible to leave yourself a long shot, and plus the cue ball is just too far away to get a good line of sight on it. The other caution he'll need when he finally gets to playing the 2 off the rail, off the 9, is to make sure he's got an angle where the cue ball will not run into the 3 stripes on the short rail to get out for the 8. You'd actually like to go the other way with the cue ball just kind of straight across. It's actually pretty well done to get that close to it. Excuse me. It looks like he can play it off the rail, off the 9, follow the cue ball, and miss all the stripes. But he's got to stretch for it too. Not too hard. Oh, he overcut it. He overcut it. Now Mike can play a combination, or he can play safe. If it were me, I would look to play safe. Just because I don't know if he can open up the 9-10 with the first ball of the combination here. I think he can. Okay. And as long as he could do that, that was a good shot. Looks like the 10 will clear. This guy beat you? This guy beat you?
Yeah.
What'd you do, go to sleep?
I couldn't make ball in the park. He plays good if he kept it out. Maybe he's not playing so good here.
He hasn't had much to shoot at here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, this will take Mr. Massey to the hill. And I believe he will be breaking in the next game. Okay, here we go. Mike Massey is breaking to win the match. Second ball break. It's amazing how often the cue ball is just about in that position on one side of the table or the other. I like solids here. I like start with the one ball. I'm not sure if Mike has a different thought in mind or a different approach, and obviously he does. Evidently the three stripes by the triangle are not too much of a concern for him. So let's see how he goes about taking care of them. I think the 9 will go in the lower right. But how do you get over there where you can then bump the 15-11 open? Maybe now. Yep, that's what he did. And now he has solved the problem. basis for the match. Okay, a rather fast match there. Kind of wish David had a few more opportunities, but Mike wouldn't give him any. So we've got about an hour till our next match. So we'll go take a look in the archives here for something good to replay for you. This is the 22nd U.S. Bar Table Championships presented by CSI.